All right, so today's June 16, and we have rollover. So rollover can be a little confusing and weird, especially today because we had a gap down if you look at the back adjusted contract, but if we have a gap up if you look at the continuous contract, right? So the new contract opened at 6,001, and then as soon as we opened, we had an open drive auction, got inside the range, inside value, swept through value from Friday, and it's now attempting to break the high from Friday. If you look at the chart that is not buck adjusted, you're gonna see that there's a gap up, and we went way above the previous day's high, and we keep going higher, but technically you have to look, in my opinion, you have to look at the buck adjusted to get a clearer picture, because this is based on the cash indices, and if you're gonna look at SPX today or SPY, you're gonna see a more similar picture to this, which is that there was a gap down overnight, and then we're pushing higher. Obviously, on the cash indices, because they don't trade, SPX doesn't trade overnight, you're gonna now see a gap up inside range, which it ends up being very confusing because of that, and some people are looking at one, other people are looking at the other way, so things could get messy. Also, we have half of the volume trading in the front month and half of the volume trading in the back month. So looking at volume is also could be deceiving, because you could see a bunch of volume coming in here, but it could be only in one contract because they're rolling it over. So just this week is a little weird, so good week to take it easy. Now if we look at the structure, we're still trading inside that range from when the war started with Israel and Iran. We have the overnight high from that session up here, 60.97.25, and the overnight low was at 59.7975. So we traded this session on Friday inside that range, and we're still trading inside that range. And now we came back all the way into value, into the 20-day point of control, and now we gotta see if we start one time framing down, and we failed to take this high. But if we break this high, we have these two sessions that have bullish imbalances, so I think we could get a little squeeze, because think about all these people that have been getting short here, even the ones from the overnight session that might still be holding because they're seeing this move that closed on the low side of the range. So I mean, right now you can see a little bit of that, some shorts being squeezed, because you can see all this drive higher. But let's see what happens now at the RTH session. So first thing, I'm gonna see if the reaction, if we are able to take these highs and get above the 60.85 low volume node. If we do, then I'll be looking at value for this session, for Thursday session, and see if we can sweep the value, get up to what is the high, 6100, which we have a close here that hasn't been tested, and then see if we can continue from there to the previous week's high. If we start coming down and we start trading inside value, we're going to have a little bit of support here at the 60.50. So holding that, could have us here balancing for a while until either the high from yesterday breaks or we accept below this 60.50, in which case I want to see this move down to that high volume node here, 60.32, and then value area low from Friday, which is at 60.21. And then from there we should see some support in this low volume area below, just where the previous week's low is, because we have this big spike here and we have this low volume node, we have the weekly pivot here, so we should see some support here. So this would be a good buy area if we get here. And then above the previous week's high, if we hold that, if we break it, hold that, then we have a couple of references up here, some untested points of control. And then up here we still have some single prints from back in the day, and this 6190, this is a high volume node from on the 360-day volume profile. So that's going to be my main target if we hold above the previous week's high. So I'm willing to hold a swing for a few days if we break that 61.17. And Q, very similar structure, same thing. This will be a buy area around the 21,800 area. You can see that we are almost to that 20-day point of control, still also inside the overnight range, so watching these highs. And then if we break the previous week's high right here, 435.36, that would be the target. And then from there, look how close we are to all-time highs. We're probably going to make new all-time highs in July. July tends to be the most bullish month of the year, or one of the most bullish months, so might be getting ready for that. Crude still having big ranges, attempted to take that high but fell, came back to value. Look how we're balancing now around the 71.50 area. That's gonna likely be the point of control that's gonna shift up. I haven't been trading this at all, and with this Middle East stuff going on, so I'm not touching this, but it's holding above the 200 and probably fading the edges is the play to 71.50. And gold had a nice pullback too. So got all the way to 34.80-ish, almost there. Now it's coming back down. It's testing that low volume node. Look how it looks like now it's about to break it. But so if we break it to the downside, look for the 3400 to be retested, and then if we hold this 3450 right there, that's the 5-day point of control. So that's the target to the upside. What do we have news-wise today? We have Trump attending the G7. I don't know if he's going to speak there or not. We have a 6-month and a 3-month auctions at 11:30. Yeah, there's a bunch of meetings. Trump is meeting with Mexico, Ukraine, etc. So we could see some headlines there. And then we have the 20-year bond auction at 1 p.m. and we have a rate statement on Wednesday for FOMC. So this week we could still have high volatility. So keep an eye on the news. All right, good luck.